So now we will try to mark the important landmarks which we will be using for the different measurements. So starting from the right in the center of the body, when I look at the center of the body and I start going from the lower part of the abdomen, right in the midline, I will come to a point, right, where I will feel a bony resistance on the lowermost part of the xiphisternum, and I will put a mark there. So whenever we mark any bony landmark, there are two ways: feel resistance or feel the ROS. So here we have got, going from down to up, we have tried to feel the resistance. We can always going from the top and come down and there's a loss of resistance. So feel and loss are the two important things that one should keep in mind. Second is the umbilicus, which we don't need to mark. It is right in the center. The next point that an examiner can ask you for marking is the anterior superior iliac spine. As a rule, always mark both anterior superior iliac spine. So how do we do it? Now I will be telling you a very simple way. Go from the pubic tubercles on the lateral aspect. From that area, start going lateral till you come to a point where you start feeling the bony resistance. This is your anterior superior iliac spine. And you know what have I marked? I have marked the inguinal ligament. The inguinal ligament, right, the length which I have marked, if I take the center of it, about 2 centimeter below and about 2 centimeter lateral to it is the anterior hip joint line. This is the anterior hip joint line, and we have marked the anterior superior iliac spine here. We have also marked the inguinal ligament. So again I am repeating, I have started with xiphisternum at the top because I will be requiring to measure this. This point will be required for measuring the apparent length. I have marked the anterior superior iliac spine because this point will be required to measure the true length. So similarly on the other side, I will be palpating the anterior superior iliac spine and I will do a marking. I have done the marking of the anterior superior iliac spine on both the sides as the first point. The next point that I want to look at while marking is the greater trochanter. So when I want to do the greater trochanter, the way I do it is, I will keep on palpating the thickness of the femur and I will reach a point up. And when I reach a point up, I will reach a point up on the tip of trochanter where there will be a soft spot. And the moment I feel the soft spot, I will mark it as the tip of the trochanter. I will also be palpating both the sides trochanters. I will be marking the trochanters on both the side. I will not be leaving any side. I will be marking the trochanters on both the sides. Why? Because in trochanteric measurements on both the sides, I will be able to show something called as a Bryant's triangle later on. And that is why it is very, very important that I mark the trochanter on both the sides so that there can be a comparison on both the sides. So what have I done? I have marked the anterior superior spine. I have also marked the greater trochanter, and when I am doing this, I will palpate the widening, the anteroposterior width on both the sides, the surface of the greater trochanter, and I will also be doing a tenderness of the greater trochanter, the superficial tenderness, the deep tenderness, and then the bitrochanteric tenderness. And when I am doing this, there is something called as a 3-digit bitrochanteric measurement of both the sides, 3-digit measurement on both the sides, to have an idea how the triangle is there. There is a triangle on the upper supratrochanteric measurement. So 3-digital supratrochanteric measurement can be done. My thumb will be placed on the anterior superior iliac spine. I will be having a vertical line with my index finger, and my middle finger will be measuring the tip of the trochanter. And similarly on the other side, when I do this, I have a digital Brand's triangle to measure whether the distance is equal or not, and look on the normal side, obviously this distance will be equal. This is a digital Brand's triangle. 3-digit measurement. You have an idea. Immediately you can find out that whether you are dealing with some shortening or you're not dealing with any shortening. So going further, then we need to mark the points lower down, right? So as we go lower down, before I go lower down, I want to talk about the palpation over this area. I will be having a look at the palpation of the iliac fossa, and I will also be palpating the femoral artery right on the head of the femur, which will be very, very close to the femoral triangle, because we know that's the next, so just proximal to is the head of the femur, wherever you have the joint line. That's the area you will be able to palpate the femoral artery. Going further, as you move ahead, right, you will be going through the palpation of the femoral shaft. And as you are palpating the femoral shaft, my suggestion is, towards the medial side on the femoral shaft, you have a bony prominence called as the adductor tubercle. Medially mark it. Mark it on both the sides, so that when you do the measurement of both the sides, you are able to do the measurement on both the sides. On our knee videos, we have also shown that you can also mark the joint line just going beneath. You will be able to palpate the joint line, which can also be marked in this individual. So either of the points can be used for measurement. You can mark the adductor tubercle, or you can mark the joint line, whatever you feel like, and then palpate the tibia on both the sides. Then go beneath, and then you come to the area of the median malleus on palpation. Go from down, and as you come up towards the median malleus, you will feel a resistance of a bone. Mark that area on both the sides. Again, you can mark the median malleus by coming up and loss of resistance. I personally feel that feeling the resistance, bony resistance from the area which is soft, is a better way to do it. Different authors have described different things. So coming to the summary, I will take you from down to up. This is marking of the median malleus. I have marked the joint line. I have marked the greater trochanters on both the sides, and I have marked the anterior superior spine and Ziphi sternum, and my umbilicus is a marking. So these are all the markings which I will be requiring in a supine position to examine my patient completely. Going further, we will also be having a look at the palpation aspect on the other side when you are looking from the lateral side. And when you are looking from the lateral side, right, go and have a look just beneath. Are we having any lumbar lordosis? And if we have any lumbar lordosis, can we pass our hand here or not? If we are able to pass our hand here, it means there is a lordosis. In this patient, you cannot pass the hand. It means there is no lumbar lordosis, right? We have done the anterior superior spine palpation. We have marked them. We have done the 3-digit bilateral palpation, which is very, very important. And then we have done the assessment of the greater trochanter. These are the important points that the examiner will ask you. He will be talking to you about the anterior superior spine. He will talk about the trochanter. He will talk about the 3-digit palpation, and he will talk about the different points that are to be measured.